Hello, I'm Gabrielle Walker.
And I'm Hezekiah Johnson.
And we are juniors of the Pittsburgh Barack Obama Academy of International Studies in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
This is our documentary film about what the junior class at Obama Academy would like to see in school reform.
The Barack Obama Academy of International Studies is one of the 3 full magnet schools in the Pittsburgh public school system. We draw students from all over the district in grades 6 through 12 who are enrolled in the prestigious International Baccalaureate program. The school is located in the former Peabody High School building in the bustling neighborhood of East Liberty. For this documentary, we asked juniors the question, what would you change about your school in regards to school reform? Currently, Pittsburgh public schools, like all schools in PA, have been hit with massive budget cuts and constant change. Some of what you'll hear are big ideas. Some are not so important in the scope of life, but are important to us. I hope you enjoy.
So last year I was the center of a controversy, and I kind of made a little bit of a movement start up here at Obama Academy. I wore athletic shorts, socks, Sperry's, and an MIT shirt to school. When I would have to either leave or my parents would have to come, and my parents weren't available because they work all day. So I ended up having to leave school, and I was very, very upset, not only because I had to leave, but because I was really publicly humiliated in front of my principal, in front of the administrators. And I really feel like that incident in and of itself showed a real problem that exists in our Pittsburgh public school system. Not only is our dress code outdated, but it's also pretty sexist. And I say that in not a stereotypical way. I'm not for young women trying to show off their entire bodies or whatever. I think that it's appropriate for people to be dressed well to go to school. But I think that the rules that are in place right now at Obama Academy and at the Pittsburgh public schools regarding the dress code are sexist. I mean, if you look through the dress code, the ones that are enforced, the rules that are enforced do not pertain to the men. People, technically speaking, people aren't allowed to wear gym shorts to school, and you see guys walking down the hall every day in gym shorts. Whereas if I take this off and I'm wearing, just my tank top, just my camisole, then I'm all of a sudden against the dress code. And obviously my shoulders are a piece of, sexualized piece of my body, I know my body, which I think is ridiculous.
I think we should have classes to teach us how to pay our mortgages and other stuff, as in taxes and investment in 401k, because I don't know how to do it. And if I go to college and graduate from college and I want to buy a house, and I don't know how to pay my mortgage and stuff.
That we should have some practical classes, because when we graduate, we're gonna need to know how to save money, and we need to know how to make your credit score better, just to manage money.
I think we should do more banking stuff, because I don't know how to write a check, and I have a banking account, but I don't know how to write a check.
And we need classes that teach us how to live in the real world and be adults.
Yeah, classes that teach us how to mortgages and stuff. There are taxes that will help us live in everyday life.
And get called into how to be in college and how to manage your time and manage your money, like a management class.
How to take care of yourself also. How to be a parent.
Here at Obama, students don't get much of a say in their schedule. Giving this opportunity to many students would be an extreme asset. While some people prefer to take difficult classes such as math, science, or reading in the morning, others have more focus in the afternoon. This not only would boost the school's reputation, but also the student's GPA. It's really a win-win situation when you think about it.
Honestly, I feel like if my school was in my neighborhood, it wouldn't be good, because there's a lot of violence, and I believe that if it was there, it would be closer to my house, so it would be in walking distance.
I agree with my fellow classmate Imani, because if my school was in my area, it's a very bad environment. And plus, me personally, I don't like coming to school, so I probably would just lax off and not wake up on time.
As an African-American girl, I honestly think that we should basically have classes that are more inspired by the heritage of African-Americans.
Is having programs specific for not necessarily even minority groups, but just mainly people from a lower economic status, for them to have an opportunity for a mentor or somebody who can teach them how and why education is important, to show them this is how you study, this is how you do this, and you could even help them with their homework.
We've been learning about other nationalities and races since 6th grade, and I think that there's important African-American subjects that we need to learn as Black students. We need to know about African-American history and where we come from, and we feel like that learning American history in school, that a lot of important African American leaders and groups and foundations are left out, or there's stories about African Americans that are untold of people who helped build America.
Very often, CAS kids and PSP kids have a very strict mindset where PSP kids feel like they're not up to par with CAS kids, and that really became evident when we merged in 11th and 12th grade. And there was sort of a air of superiority when CAS kids would talk, not even on purpose, but just the way that they were told from such a young age.
And it's like a lot of the PSP kids were told they're not as smart, or some of them chose to believe that, and some of them didn't, which is good. But like, I think a lot of the gifted kids, like if you're called gifted, like a lot of people believe that. And I think a majority of the people that were in CS believed they were legitimately like smarter and more academically like stable and just a better student overall. And that's just like not true, because now like you compare test scores, and there are some kids in the PSP kids that are doing better than CS kids now that we've merged classes. It's just that like there's still a big divide, I think, and the divide continues to grow.
And the CAS PSP name is just what it is. It's a name. It doesn't necessarily determine the rigorous work contributed to it. Many teachers actually made it the same curriculum, it just would substitute different books.
I think the biggest factor between the racial divide is the CAS and PSP. Myself, I was a PSP student, and I found myself most of the time one of the only white students in PSP, whereas they were mostly occupied by African American, and in CAS there was a major factor of of whites, than there were African Americans.
I feel like the smaller the class, the more control the teacher has. Everybody gets to learn. I'm gonna say if it's a medium class, it's like half and half. Whoever doesn't want to learn, they do their own thing, and it's like kind of hard for the teacher to take control and distribute what he needs to get throughout the day. I really don't like big classrooms, because I don't think everybody else learns, or like the other students that are disrupting the class, the teacher can't really do anything about it, and it disrupts the environment.
I feel like the class sizes, they vary way too much. Some classes have like 5 or 10 people, and some classes can have up to 30 people, and I feel like the harder classes always seem to have more people in them, which means you can't get as much attention as you would like to try to figure out what you're doing. I feel like every class should, have about 15 to at least 20 people at the most, so that way every student can get that hands-on, teacher-student experience, so they can understand everything that's going on and can learn better from doing that hands-on.
I think it really depends on the class. I know for like math and history, I'm pretty much constantly getting homework, especially for math, which at least for me is really difficult because I'm not the best at math, and I have a really, really busy schedule, and it's just, math takes so much brain power for me, and then at the end of the day, I think, it's about to do my math homework, and I'm just exhausted, and then half the time, I don't even know what I'm doing, so then I'm just doing a crappy job on it, and I'm just like, that'll work, instead of, trying to like take my time and actually learn things.
I feel like homework is, I guess it goes both ways. It's hard for me to say I wish we had less homework, but only because I'm a procrastinator and I'm really bad at, trying to do time management. And I want to get this essay done, and it would be really good if I just started on time, but then I end up doing it, at the last minute. So.
For the most part, I don't find any problem with the workload for homework. A lot of times we'll have teachers, if we have like more than one long-term assignment due on the same day, we say, hey, look, we have 2 other projects due this same day. Can we have this pushed back a day? And we'll get that.